Okay, so here's our first review of all the function things. And so the first two are just simply evaluating the function. So where it says g of -8, you just plug -8 into the variable and evaluate. Number two, same thing, you're just plugging in a 3 minus n instead of just a number. Then numbers 3 and 4, you perform the indicated operation. So you just look at what operation it tells you to do, and that's what you do. So g plus h simply takes the g function, and you add the h function. Okay, combine like terms, simplify, and you're done. Same with number 4. Number 5 and 6, you're subtracting. So whenever you subtract, make sure that that negative gets distributed into the second one. So you're taking f minus g and just distribute that negative and then combine like terms if there are any. The second one changes signs. 7 and 8 are multiplying. Right, that dot there is not composition, it's multiplication. So you just take the g and you multiply the h, you're going to distribute everything and combine like terms when you're done with that. Okay, on to the next page. Number 9 and 10, that's the composition. When you see that little circle, okay, the open circle, that's composition. So you're always plugging the second one into the first one. Now, these are telling you to do both directions. Okay, so make sure you do both and label which one's which. You got to keep them separate. So when you're doing g of h, the h is going into the g, and then label which one you're doing. So g of h of n is equal to, you got n cubed plus 2n squared minus 5n plus 2. And in place of n, you're putting the h function, so 4n for each of those. And then go ahead and simplify everything. Remember, when you cube or square, you're multiplying it that many times. So 4n times 4n times 4n. Multiply all the 4's. You're going to get an n cubed. So 4 times 4 times 4, n cubed. Okay, and then 4n squared would just be 4n times 4n. But that one would get multiplied by the 2 once you get the 4n squared done. Remember, the squares and cubes always happen first. Okay, number 11 is a good one. So somebody wants to buy another pair of shoes. There should be a space in there because he thinks he needs one for every day of the month. The pair that he wants costs $175. He has a coupon for $20 off and a coupon for 20% off. Right, two functions that represent the situation. Whenever you're doing composition in real life, especially, order is important. So the order is what really matters. So the first thing that's done is the inside function. And then the second thing that's done is the outside function. So, I mean, these coupons, when you go into a store and you got two coupons, they can be applied in either order. Some stores have rules about that, but the first one would benefit you to take the percent off first and then take the $20 off. So, yeah, I guess first let's write these equations here and then we'll start talking about them. So f of x, it doesn't matter which one's which. So let's just do the $20 off there. So if you have the cost, you subtract $20, straight up subtraction. When you erase these guys here, when you do the percent off, you're taking 20% off of the price, which means you really end up paying 80%. So we're going to do 0.80x. So I think it's a lot easier to think about how much are you spending rather than how much are you saving. Partly because that can help you from spending too much. Instead of look at how much money I saved, look at how much money I spent. So if I multiply by 0.8, that will give me how much I spent based on the 20% off. So if I do f of g, then that means that g would be done first. So that would be where I take the 20% off. And then then the g would be going into the f. So I'd have f of g would mean taking the 20% off first, and then taking $20 off of that. Okay, and if you have the choice, make sure that the store does that for you, because you're going to get 20% of a bigger number is going to save you more money. Then the other way would be the other way. I mean, it's all about order. So g of f of x would be take $20 off, and then take 20% of that. So you're taking 20% of what's left. All right, that's the idea behind this. It's just all strictly about order. And whatever's second in the notation, that's what you do first. 12 and 13, find the inverse of the functions. That's when you're switching x and y. So the y and the x change locations. So you got x equals negative y minus 3 over 2. And then solve for y. 14 and 15, you're stating whether they are or aren't inverses. And that's when you have to compose them both directions. So do f of g of f, and then do f of g. And if they come out to be x in both directions, then they are inverses. If they come out to be anything else, then they are not inverses.